Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, March 28th. Happy Friday, everyone. It is 6:22 right now. We have market opening up in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. That's good. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Uh, All right, so looks like people are making their way in right now. So as people join in, I'm gonna go ahead and start marking up oops, liquidity over here. I'm marking this up here on the daily chart. Time frame. Over to the 1 hour time frame. To the 30-minute time frame. Going over to the 15-minute. Down to the 10-minute. And back down to the 1 minute here. All right, looks like we are good to go. So good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, March 28th. Happy Friday, everyone. It is 6:27 right now. We have market opening up in about 3 minutes. So I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity above is at 42,575. Closest level below is at 42,438. I believe we had some news this morning, so I will go ahead and mark that up shortly. We'll know the direction of the breakout in about 2 minutes. If you guys are looking to take the breakout for today. So we had news over here at 5:30. It was high impact news, and then we have more high impact news at 7 o'clock. So 5:30 and 7 o'clock. I will mark up the 5:30 news, which was this big red candle. And we have one more news event here at 7 o'clock, which is coming up. Put the sellers in control from this channel right here. All right, looks good. So let's take a look at the overall trend bias right now. Looking at the overall trend bias for the day, looking at this, we currently have a bullish neutral 4-hour time frame. Trend bias, 1 hour is bearish, 30 minutes bearish, 10 minutes bearish, 5 minute is bearish neutral, and 1 minute here is bullish. So we got a mixed bag here with regard to the time frames. Lowest time frame here is bullish, neutral. Highest time frame here is bullish. Middle time frames right here, 30, 1 hour, 10 minute are bearish, and the 5 minute here is bearish as well. So it looks like we might be shifting back into a bearish trend, but we'll kind of see what happens here in a few. Looking at this so far, we have a possible, it looks like the breakout for today might be a sell. I would be a little careful about the sell today, guys, because you guys can see how price here is in its big range. Doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to play out, but it's going to be something to, obviously look out for. So if you guys are looking to take the breakout, it's going to be a sell for today. I think today's breakout is going to be a little tricky, but if you are taking it and you plan on taking it, I mean, you guys know the game plan, right? You just got to take it whether it hits or not. This week has been pretty good for the breakout. It's hit pretty much every day except one day. So I think it's 4-1 or 3-1 so far, and we'll see how today's goes. So breakout for today is going to be a sell. If anybody is looking to take that, I'll come back and take a look at this in a few. Let's see if there's any other confluences here. So looking over here at the 1 minute market profile, price is pushing away from the point of control. That's a good sign for sells here. We have a rejection off this top end over here on the 30 minute, rejecting off the value high and the point of control. So that's also a good sign. Looking over here on the 1 hour, we have a rejection off the point of control and value high. That's a good sign for a sell. Looking over here at market profile, or sorry, not market profile, volume profile, we have a rejection right here off the point of control. That's a good sign for a sell. And market is now open. So market is open, it's pushing down. The breakout is currently running. It was in profit for a bit. It's kind of bouncing around at the moment. Let's take a look at the clean chart. Clean chart over here, we have a rejection. We currently have a rejection off the bottom end. So this isn't a good sign for sells right now. However, prior to that, we did have a rejection up here, but it did happen a while ago. So we have rejections on both ends, off the 42,550 and a rejection right here off the 42,500. Looking over here at the clean SR chart, so at the support resistance, price is currently within a zone right now. It's I believe this is the 1 hour support resistance. Let's see if we can get a cleaner markup here. Let me just clean this up. It's too messy here. Clean this up a little bit. So we have better stuff to kind of follow here. But like I said, we're in this big range right now, so it's kind of tricky with regards to the direction of price. Also, the overall trend right now is kind of in both directions. So we'll kind of see what happens here shortly. These are the 1 minute support resistance zones. You guys can see there's a lot of balance areas here. Price goes back and forth. The ATR is currently 22 right now, so it is a little low, just like Christian mentioned. All right, so the breakout is still running in profit right now, guys. Breakouts for a sell today, it's still running in profit. Like I said, price is in this big range, so it's kind of tricky where it's currently going right now. If it does push lower, it's going to target these sessions right here. So breakout is running to profit. It's almost there. It's going to be the target area right there. Let me mark up opening price so you have an idea of where market opened at. Opening price is right here. Yeah, this is one of those days where the breakout doesn't necessarily hit right away. It's kind of bouncing around a bit. But there goes opening price. As you guys can see, we're kind of in this big range. So if I mark up the range here, so if you look over here, this is kind of like where the range is like sitting at. We're in a really big range right now. Like say this area right here. I mean, it's a huge range. It's big. Probably won't even Try to mark the range in from up here. This looks like a better range. All right, so this is kind of where price is ranging from right now. It's if I pull this farther out, you can see that price is kind of like within this area. It pulls back out of it, so it kind of pushed up above over here, pulled back into the range, pulled back above, back into the range. But this is kind of where price is ranging right now. I mean, obviously we'll come back and take a look at this in a few, but right now this is kind of where it's sitting at the moment. So it looks like the breakout probably hit full TP already. Yeah, it went down. So full TP right there, Steven. Looks like if you took that, you would have hit your full TP for 50 points. If you want to go for the full 100, it is still pushing too. So for this week, the breakout hit 4 out of the 5 days. So 4 wins, 1 loss for the breakout this week if you guys took it. And it is dumping further, probably to the 100 points right here. So I'll come back and take a look at this in a little bit. Again, like I said, tricky day. There's a lot of stuff going on today. I think this is a close of Q1. We got news over here at 7 o'clock. And we'll kind of see what happens here in a few. So looking at the current price movement, we had an MPSV2 that came up over here. This was pre-market at 620. We had a sell signal, price retrace, close right there. There's an MPSV2 that came up on this specific candle. Obviously, I wasn't trading pre-market, so that wasn't an entry that I would have taken. And then we had an A++ setup that came up right here, but it was at opening price, and it was a huge candle as well. So we have basically 2 entries here on open. An A++ setup came up, but for one, the candle was too big. So I don't think it's one that I would personally be looking to take. And obviously it was going to have to cut through the sessions right there. So these kind of went in line with the breakout for today. If you were looking for the breakout, I mean, there's a lot of confluences because we had an MPSV2 right here. And on top of that, there's an A++ setup right after right here. Nice work, Steven. So Steven said, yes, $1,000 is my daily goal, and he reached his goal. So nice work, Steven. Great work right there. Steven is like one of the people in the group who still takes the breakout. That's the only thing he really takes for the most part. So nice work with taking that there. I'm glad you caught that. And I'm pretty sure you had a great week so far, Steven. I mean, you missed the trade on Monday. I know you woke up late on Monday, I think. That was a winner. So unfortunately, you didn't get that one, but you did hit the winners for today and yesterday. And I think the day before that too. So nice work with the breakouts for this week, Steven. It's still running. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going for the 100 points, anybody, it's still running. The 50 points did hit, so the 1-to-1 is already out. And we'll come back and take a look at this later if the 100 points gets hit later. But as you guys can see, the range that I marked up earlier is still being respected. See how price is kind of just going back and forth between this area. This is like the meat of the market. Meat of the market is down here in the middle. Like this is where price wants to stay. However, whenever price pulls out of it, you can expect some sort of fake out, right? Push out, fake out, push below, fake out, come back down to the middle. So we'll see what happens here next. All right, we got nothing here yet. Steven said watching the breakout is like watching the monitor in a hospital coma. Yeah, no, exactly. It does raise your heart rate a little bit, and it kind of the breakout's not for the faint of heart, guys. Like, you know, if you can handle the breakout, great, but the breakout isn't always going to be super smooth. Thankfully for this week, breakout's been super smooth. I mean, it either went straight to stop loss or went straight to TP. Thankfully this week it won 4 out of the 5 times, so I only hit stop loss once. We got a big order here that just came in. Okay, 50 contracts for a buy at 42,520. So 42,520, which is right here. It could be either a stop loss getting filled or, yeah, it looks like it could be a stop loss getting filled. It looks like whoever probably took the sells right here kind of late price, but it came up over here and stopped them out because typically a lot of people like to place their stop losses at the swing high, right? So with that said, we'll see what happens here next. There's a possible MPSV2 setting up for a buy here. Let me go and take a look at our confluences again. So looking over here at the 1 minute profile, 1 minute market profile, we don't really have rejections from the bottom. So I don't have any confluences there on the 1 minute. On the 30-minute over here, we do have rejections off the value low. On the 1 hour, we don't have any rejections on the bottom end. So we only have one confluence right now for the 30-minute time frame on market profile. Looking over here at the volume profile, there's no rejections off the bottom end, so nothing there. Looking at the clean chart, we don't have any rejections off the bottom end. So again, we only have one confluence here for a buy. It's not really one that I would personally be looking to take here. And then lastly over here, we have one rejection. It's not a strong one, but it's rejection off the support level right here, off the 1 minute support and resistance. So if you guys are looking to take this as a NPSV2, I would say be cautious with it. If you want to take it, feel free. I will mark it up and we'll follow it, but I'm not going to be taking it here because we only have one confluence on the 30-minute time frame. This isn't enough confluence for me to want to take the trade. I'm not confident in this entry. So if you guys want to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys here. We'll follow it. There's also a red flag here, so something to also look out for. We have news price right there. So there you go, guys. If you guys plan on taking it, if price does push up, the target area is going to be the liquidity up here. Right? But it has to get past this news price right here. So this is a little of a tricky area to be trading at. You can see over here when price got near the news area, it faked out. So I've already seen the fake out happen here. This is why I would be cautious about taking trades on this red flag. See, if price was to break past this area and shoot past it, then okay, great. I'm like, okay, this is probably going to break through it again. But you can see over here, price failed to break past it. So what would I expect over here? Price to also fail to break past it. I mean, it might push far enough to hit TP, but there's just, again, there's no confluences there for me to want to take this entry. So I'm going to delete that because I don't want you guys to think I'm in a position. I just wanted to show you guys there's a position here, but this is a position that I would not take for the various reasons. Not enough confluences, currently at a red flag. If you look previously when price got to this red flag, it failed to break past it and continue pushing up higher. So ideally, that's kind of what I expect to happen here again. So we are going to wait for this here to provide some other opportunity, but I'm not really looking to take that there for the buy. Let's see, Steven said, happy trading, everyone. Have a nice weekend. Definitely, Steven. We'll see you back here on Monday. Let's see, G said April 1st is Tuesday, so isn't the end of Q1 on Monday? I'm really not sure, G. I mean, Sam mentioned that this is the last day of Q1, so I was just reiterating what he said. I don't usually look at those numbers or those dates, but yeah, it could be this week or it could be on next week. I'm not really sure. Because yeah, we do have a couple more days left, but again, it's not something that I personally look at. So it's just something to keep in mind, you know. It's always something to keep in mind. Not something to necessarily put too much weight on, but just expect the market to be a little crazy. Also, today's Friday, so there's a lot of things that kind of pile up today. You know, today's Friday, as you guys know, I remind you guys every week, every Monday and Friday are the riskier days to trade. Friday because people are exiting the market for the weekend, and Monday because people are entering the market from the weekend. So it's just something to keep in mind. I mean, honestly, I don't like, just because it's Friday, it's not like I'm not going to trade, right? It's just I'm going to be a little more careful, a little more cautious with my entries. I also don't like how we're in this big range right now. We just got another big order that came in for a sell at 42,450. 42,450, 50 contracts came in. See, so I think these are stops getting filled, guys. So price pushed up right here and it filled the stops that were stopped out people who entered from this top area right here. And then again, I think people got stopped out who entered buys from here. So you can see people are getting whipsawed out on both sides. Sellers getting stopped out, buyers are getting stopped out. It's just not really a good area to be trading in right now. A sell here might be a nice little setup. So let's take a look at the confluences. We have a possible NPSV2 setting up over here. We got the sell signal right there. We need price to retrace up a little bit, come back down further. But let's take a look at the confluences over here. So let's see, we have a rejection right there off the point of control. That's a nice confluence on the 1 minute. We have a rejection here off the point of control on the 30-minute. Nice confluence for a sell. Rejection off the Point of control value high right there on the 1 hour, nice confluence. Nothing on the volume profile, the 1 minute time frame. There's nothing down here. What I'd like to maybe see is price come down, retrace, come back down further. Looking at the SR chart over here, possibly a bounce off the support turn resistance. Okay, so we have a bunch of red flags right here, guys. Unfortunately, there's not going to be entry here for MPSV2. We have a bunch of sessions right here in this area. So even if price comes down, there's not going to be an entry here for me to take with MPSV2. There's a couple confluences. There's about 3 confluences here: the 1 minute, 30 minute, and 1 hour market profile. And then maybe also here for the support resistance. If you guys want to take this entry again, I think it's tricky because it's at the sessions. This is considered a red flag. I will mark it up for you guys here for anybody who's looking to take it. I mean, ideally, I would have liked to take this trade here, but because it's at a red flag, it just doesn't meet my trade criteria, right? This is an area of manipulation. Plus, this candle's huge. Candle's just a little too big there. Yeah, this candle's way too big. If you guys want to take another big contract right there, let me see first. If this is a sell, people are adding on. Okay, so this came up at 24,400. These are sellers adding on to their position, it looks like. So this is an MPSV2 down here. It's currently running in profit. We'll follow it, but again, I'm not in this position. It just doesn't fit my criteria because of the red flag, and then the candle's too big. There's just a lot of reasons for me not to take this trade here. I would have liked to take it if this candle wasn't huge and it wasn't at the sessions, but I mean, this will probably push through because they got that big order in. So as long as other people piggyback on that order, I think this is going to come down and hit CP. That's almost there. It's a tricky market today because we have, I mean, price ends up getting caught up in these areas here, which I don't like to be stuck in. Let's see, Craig said I was taking notes there. What was the red flags for MPS? It was a news price, Craig, right here. So any of the horizontal lines will indicate red flag. The pink lines are news price. So that was a high impact news event at 5:30. So full TP right here on the NPS. So here's the thing: if I saw that big order come in before the entry filled, I probably would have gotten into this position, but because it came in after, I didn't want to hop in for last second move. This is why we have another time in sale. So we had a big buy order come in right here. They're trying to push price back up. So 42,390 is when the buy orders came in. Trying to push price back up right now. I don't think these are stops getting filled. I think these are actual orders that are getting put in. So when this big candle came down right here, as soon as it closed, there's a big contract, 50 contracts that came in at 42,400. It pushed price down. And then down here, there was a big buy order that came in at 42,390. Unless they were just trying to offload their positions, actually. Now that I think of it, they were probably offloading their positions. They basically got out at... They only made like 10 points on that move, which I think is crazy. Or it might have not been them. They're probably still holding on to it. Yeah, I don't think it's they're pulling out because I'm looking at the order sizes. So the buys came in at 50 contracts, and then the sellers came in at 50 contracts, and then the buyers came in at 88 contracts. So I don't think that was the same person who got in and out. I think there are people pushing in opposite directions. Unless he flipped his position and added on it, but it's not an exact number there. Let's see. So price is still dropping right here. What I'm going to be looking for next is, or actually I'm not going to be able to find anything here because the A++ already came up. So the A++ came up with the MPSV2 right there. We had an engulfing MPSV2, but the MPSV2 lined up with the engulfing NV1. It's all good. I mean, that was the setup that I was looking for. I was hoping it was going to come down right here, like below the sessions. This is what I was actually hoping for. I was hoping it was going to come down right here, retrace, and then come back down further. But it came up too high right here, and I just couldn't take it because it doesn't meet my criteria. Yeah, also like Christian said, candle's too big. Stern said last Friday of the month, we are near a weekend gap. Let's see, visual said it's going to fill the gap at 42,320. I could see that, but I'm trying to see. Let me see, I'm going to turn on the liquidity here. This is on the 5-minute. So let me see if there's any gaps down there. I'll put this on the 4-hour. I mean, this gap must be super far out because I don't see it on here at all. Let me go on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, I see it here. So the gap that I see here is, I'm just going to leave this at chart. I'm assuming it's a lower time frame. Set 5. Put this at chart. Let's go on the 1-hour. So it's currently in a gap right now, actually. This is a 1-hour gap. This is the 4-hour gap. See, the lower end of the gap is at 42,340. I'm trying to figure out where that gap is at that Visual was mentioning. There's more gaps on the 30-minute, so I guess you assume 30-minute gap. 42, 3. Actually, no, yours lines up with these. You said 42,320, so yeah, the lower end of this gap right here on the 4-hour, it's at 43.41. Let's go on the daily time frame. Okay. So here on the daily time frame, yeah, I mean it lines up basically around the same area. Because the gap is right here, right? It's between the this green candle and this one right here. So it's a big gap right here between 42,763 and 42,343. So I mean it's around the same area that you're mentioning. If it breaks past 42,340, then it'll break past that area. That's where the gap is, right? It's between this one right here, this top point, and this lower one right there. Or I mean, it depends on which gap you mark up. But looking at fair value gaps, this would be this top point and this one. It's okay. It's around the same area. I mean, it doesn't make a huge difference. So I'll come back and take a look at that. If that's the case, then it might fill the gap and it might bounce back up, or it might break past the gap and drop lower, right? We're pretty close to it. I mean, it's like right here. Yeah, 42,320. Yeah, so this is the area that Visual's looking for. It's the same with like what I was looking at too on the daily. It's just on the daily, it's a little higher to get 340. But it doesn't matter. They all kind of line up together. The 4-hour, the 1-hour, and the daily time frame. They're within this vicinity. So I think yeah, this is a good area to look out for. Maybe I'll draw a box right here. So one thing to maybe look out for in this area is look for the reaction on this area. Either bounce off here, fill the gap, and then come back up, or break through the gap, break and retest, and come down lower. So it's always good to have different analysis. I mean, it doesn't necessarily affect my strategy because I'm still following the stuff that I'm already following. It's just it's good to have different theories behind what you're looking at, so you know where the bounces may happen or stuff like that. Because I don't trade gaps at all, but they are useful if you're looking for a certain price area for price to reach. Looking at this right now, price is pretty much going flat at this moment. The thing that you want to be careful for, guys, is we have news at 7 o'clock. So in about 8 minutes, we have high impact news that's coming up. Let's see what the news event is. News event is Michigan consumer sentiment. This is going to be negative. It's looking like it's inflation news. I think consumer sentiment is not going to be good because you guys have seen the inflation is going up and it's going to keep going up with, with all the tariffs and stuff. It's a domino effect, right? We don't have control over this stuff. It is what it is. Let me see if there's any news here. A lot of gains, dented. Yeah. So the auto industry is going to get super affected with the, I mean, it's a pretty big, it's a 25% tariff on basically all cars that are not made in the US, basically not Ford, GMCs. Mainly it's like it's gonna benefit Tesla, like stuff that's built here in the US, which I can see what Trump's doing, but it's going to affect the market in general. You know, it's a tariff on automakers, but it's gonna trickle down to the consumers, it's gonna trickle down to manufacturers, it's gonna trickle down to a lot of things. Like everything's just gonna be more expensive. So that's going to affect inflation. So the news here at 7 o'clock, we have the Michigan consumer sentiment. It's already forecasted to be negative, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be negative, and that's why price here is making its way down. Doesn't necessarily mean price needs to come down further. Like price can get manipulated and spike right up and then come back down. So that's something to look out for. Or it might do the opposite, right? Price might just come straight down and then come right back up. So I wouldn't base too much on news, guys. So what I would say, and what I'd recommend is wait for the news to pass and then see how market reacts to it. So wait until 7 o'clock here, see if price pushes up. So if the news is negative and price pushes up, then wait for it to come back down, right? Head and shoulders. Vice versa, if news is negative and price comes down, look for it to come down further and then look for the retracement, right? I'd basically just look for the opposite of what happens when news is released. I don't think there's going to be a big piggyback on it because this is pretty obvious, right? We already know it's going to be negative regardless of the fact. It's just how are people going to react to the negative news? Are they going to manipulate and push price up? Or are they going to push price down and then let it recover from there? So just a couple of things to keep in mind. You know, there's just a lot of stuff here and there's an MPSV2 that's setting up right here. So I wish I could take this, but I think this is too close to news. Yeah, there's an MPSV2 right there, but then there's a rejection off the 30-minute, rejection off the 1 hour. There's no rejection here off the volume profile, rejection here off the clean chart, nothing here off the SR. So there's basically there's three confluences here. If anybody's looking to take this is going to be an MPSV2. The only problem is that we have high impact news coming up in about 5 minutes. I don't think this is enough time for me to get into this position and get out of it. So I'm not going to risk it here. And this is exactly what I was looking for too. I was hoping price would just consolidate around this area and provide no entries until later. But this here's going to set up for an MPSV2. I'm going to sit out of it, guys. It's too close to news. We've got about 4 minutes until news. So what might happen here is price might just consolidate for a little bit around this area because we're getting so close to the news event. 7 o'clock. Yeah, so what might happen here is this might hit TP and then it might just range. Or it might just range here until news happens. Right down the middle. As much as I would have wanted to take this position, I already know the risk involved with trading right before news. I've gone burnt trading right before news so many times that I don't even bother with it. It's all good. We have like another hour, guys. So there's no need to force any trades here, right? I would wait for the news to pass. I don't think there's any other news events after. So we got Michigan consumer sentiment, then we have the Fed speaking at 9:15. That's about it. So that is the only news event for today. So ideally, I would still like this to hit. Even though I'm not in this position, I would like this to hit because, you know, we want our strategies here to hit. The only thing here that we can kind of think of that can kind of screw up this position is the news event, which is at 7 o'clock. So I'm just going to sit tight, kind of see where this ends up going. Looks like that gap got filled already. So the gap that you guys are mentioning, it's already been filled. So look at how price reacts to this area right here. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't take this position. I would be stressing out right now because we're about 2 minutes until news. Price is gonna have some sort of heavy impact. It's gonna spike in one direction, or it should. I don't know. Maybe not because everybody knows it's gonna be negative, so I don't think it's gonna have like a huge impact. But I think there's gonna be a reaction to the news event for sure. All right, so it's doing pretty much what I warned you guys about. It's gonna just consolidate here for a little bit. News is gonna happen. It's gonna spike down or it's gonna spike up. So I think we dodged a bullet by avoiding this trade here. Even though it's in profit and it looks like it's probably going to hit, I think we definitely dodged a bullet because I would have been stressed out right now. 2 minutes, about a minute and a half until this big news event comes out. I see everything else. So the inflation expectations are forecasted to go up. We expected that. Current conditions, neutral. 5-year inflation expectations going up. Michigan consumer sentiment expectations going up as well. So like I said, ideally I'd like this to hit, but we got news in about 1 minute, guys. This might hit TP right before news. And there we go. It's almost there. All right, let's see. Yeah, this would have tricked me out. I probably would have gotten out right here. If I was in this position, I probably would have pulled out already because we're like literally 30 seconds from news. But yeah, this would have thrown me off a little bit. News is gonna be since news is gonna be negative, I'm expecting possibly a spike down and then a push back up. Spike down, hit TP, and then push back up. We got news in about 10 seconds. We got news in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here's the news candle. Boom, big spike right there. So it did exactly what I expected. So it did what I thought was going to happen. Obviously, I would have loved to take this entry, but like I said, I don't want to trade news because I already knew this was going to be negative, right? I already predicted that. I told you guys it was like, it's expected. If you look back at previous news and what's going on in the world, there's no reason for it to not be negative. Like it has to be negative. And it did exactly what I thought. So it came down right here, and then we'll look for that recovery back up, and then I'm gonna look for it to come back down. So this just comes with experience, guys. This isn't, I didn't guess that price was gonna come down. I've been following the news pretty much. We follow the news every day. So it's not like this stuff's new to us. Um, so there goes the news right there. I'm gonna mark up news price, full TP on the NPSV2 if anybody caught it. I wish I would have caught it, but like I said, I'm sticking to my game plan, guys. I'm not going off my plan. My profits so far are good for the week and for the month, so I'm not looking to take anything dumb here. I'm up 82,000 for the week. I'm up 171,000 for the month. There's no need for me to force anything. If I see something good, I'll take it. But Sam said, you know who caught it? Yeah, I know this guy named Sam. Sam loves to take those news trades. The thing is, we knew price was going to come down. So if you were in a sell, I think you would have been in a good position versus being in a buy. But I'm not going to take that risk, of course. I mean, I should have taken the risk because I'm only on my props right now, but it's okay. I'm still working out the situation with Ninja guys, so unfortunately, we don't have any updates on that yet. Not at the moment. I'll have to follow up with him again. All right, so we got the retracement right here. It's pretty much what I was mentioning earlier. So we're letting price kind of retrace up a little bit and then possibly come back down. I want it to retrace up because I need to get that buy signal. So I want that buy signal to come up, retrace up however it wants to, and then come back down. All right, let's see what else we got here. Nice work. Mike. So Mike got the full TP for 25 points. Solid work right there, Mike. Yeah, building up that account. So that's good. Keep pushing. I always tell people that, like, if you're having, well, nobody here is having a bad time, but there's a couple people who I'm familiar with who are just, they're not having a great month so far with trading. You got to keep pushing, guys. You either got to keep pushing or you got to trade with us, right? We've been having a great month, a great year so far. So you got two options. You either keep pushing with whatever strategy you're doing, or you trade with us. Because obviously, from our stats here, we've been doing pretty good for the month, not just for the month, but for the whole year. So I mean, if you guys are just not finding luck with your strategy, I would recommend to just come over with us. I mean, there's everything here is documented, everything is traded live. So, the proof is in the numbers here. But if you are trading a different strategy and you're not doing well, it's fine, right? Just keep pushing and eventually your strategy will come back around. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people actually, a lot of people are struggling in March for some reason. I think their strategies can't handle the volatility. I've seen a lot of people who are stuck in the ranging type strategies. I've seen a lot of those, I forget what they're called, but people, they trade the, I think it's called like opening balance or whatever it's called. There's like a strategy that people use where they look at the first 30 minutes and they look for the correction back up and it just doesn't happen, right? Because what happens is price just continues to drop lower and lower. It's a directional market right now. So that's why a lot of our strategies here are working very well because we're in a directional market. There's nothing wrong with trading a ranging strategy, but we're just not in a ranging market right now. Like for example, today, right? I know a lot of people who try to, like a lot of people try to mark up the 7 o'clock. So I can already tell some people are going to look for the bounce right here because they have this as their, what they consider their opening balance. And there's nothing wrong with that strategy, but they're looking for it to come back up, basically back to open. We had a strategy like that for a while too. We called it back to open, if you guys remember, right? We looked for the first big movement, first 30 minutes of market, and then we looked for the back to open. We don't use that anymore because we're not in a ranging market. We're more in a directional market. So it just kind of I mean, it depends. It really just depends on like the market conditions. And you got to understand which strategies to apply under which market conditions. If the market's directional, take directional entries. If the market's ranging, take ranging entries. I know it sounds simple, but it's really not that simple. Yeah, Samsung had other confluences too, but honestly, your high win rate wants one strategy. Why not? I risk if I have confluence. Exactly, 100%. If your confluences line up with mine and my strategies coming up, I mean, go ahead and take the entry. I had my confluences too. I would have taken it if it wasn't at news, but I've been burnt too many times trading news, so I haven't traded it. Looks like price here might be consolidating for a little bit, guys. So we'll kind of watch this here. All right, so we got a sell signal. Let's go ahead and take a look at our confluences. There's nothing here on the 1 minute time frame. Market profile, and there's a longer rejection right here. This happened a while back ago, but it's still valid. Here on the 30-minute time frame, we do have a rejection off the value high. It's currently at the point of control. Right here on the 1 hour, we have rejection off the value high as well, also at the point of control. Right here on the volume profile, there's nothing. Looking here on the clean chart, we don't really have much here. Possibly look for this to retrace back, hit, come back down. And looking over here on our SR chart, we don't have any support resistance down here right now. Let me go on the 1 hour. It's a little messy. 4 hour. I mean, there's a little zone right here, like a really, really little zone on the 1 hour. I guess I can mark that up. All right, so we got a small little retracement right here. Again, this could possibly set up for an NPSV2. There is a confluence here on the 30-minute. There's a confluence here on the 1 hour. Nothing here on the 1 hour, on the 1 minute yet. All right, so we'll kind of see how this here ends up pushing back down if we do get an entry here for MPSV2. So if we need to have a pretty strong red candle here though. It's got to actually push down a little bit. So I don't want this to be sitting up here, guys. I need this to be coming down to like, probably like down here for me to take this as an MPSV2 for a sell. I also don't want it to be too big. Okay, so it dropped down a little big right here. It's a little tricky right here, but let's see. Okay, we got 15 seconds left on this candle. Let's see, I'll get into this one right here if it closes red. Obviously, it's going to close red. We have the candle closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Or
New position right here. TP should be at,
order filled.
let's see, 205. So 1 point up. And we should be 1 point up too, it looks like. The candle was a little big, but the confluences were there, so I did feel a little confident with it. So I'll leave it alone right there. Let's take a look at the confluences again. We don't really have anything here on the 1 minute because price is so far out. So, yeah, there's nothing really here on the 1 minute, but looking at the 30 minute over here. So this is why I kind of liked it where it was because we had the rejection right here off the value high. And price was below the point of control. So I was looking for it to reach down to the lower point of control down here on the 30-minute time frame. Let's see on the 1 hour. Same thing. Rejection off the point of control. And then I was looking for it to push down to the, or not the point of control, rejection off the value high, and then push down to the point of control here. But the biggest downside to this entry is probably the fact that the candle was so big. So it's probably retracing up a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of retracing up a little bit because it's like the candle is so big. And that's why I don't like taking those big candles, but I do think price still has a ways to go down here. So looking at the volume profile, price is coming back down. We have a nice rejection right here off the whole number, which is the 42,250. So rejection right there off the whole number on the clean chart. Candle's going to close with the rejection there. And then right here, a break and retest basically off the support term resistance. It's just price here is kind of flat. It's just going sideways right now. Volatility is kind of dead. ATR is currently at 31. I don't like when the volatility is flat like this. I mean, the confluences line up, so we'll see if it stays below this this whole number right here. Volatility is just kind of flat. Yeah, so I'm looking at this whole number right here, which is the 42,250. Just wanted to stay below that point. You can see right here it's rejecting off it. Might get some consolidation here. I mean, that's kind of what's happening at the moment. Price is just sitting at this area with the volume pretty low. But again, I'm looking for this to probably push down to this next whole number right here, to the 42,200. The price is coming down in profit right there. Let's go back to the confluences. That looks good. Looks good. I'm trying to reach that point of control down below. Going down right there. Almost. Already hit TP. I gotta get out. All right, so I'm out. It hit TP right there, but because of my should have held on to it. Fuck it. It's okay. Full TP right there.
Order
But I
filled.
saw it hit TP right here, so I was like, okay, the pricing was probably just a little off, so I'm just gonna pull out, and I pulled out of it. But nice win right there, full TP. As soon as I saw it hit here, I was like, it was close. It was like literally at the dot. So here you guys go. It was a perfect entry. Everything lined up perfect, like I said. The only thing here that kind of threw me off was a big candle. But because the confluences here lined up with what I was looking for, it played out perfect. So again, my confluence is here. I had a rejection off the value high. It was passing through the point of control from yesterday, and then it came down. So my target was going to be this area right here. And it's probably going to hit. And it's right there. It's about to hit right now on the 30-minute time frame. But I did pull early. Well, I didn't pull early, but I pulled like right when it was supposed to get pulled, I guess, because I got to follow my entry, right? My entry hit TP, and I was like, all right, I got to get out. If I'm not out, then I'm not following my strategy there. So nice work, Shiv. Shiv killed it. I made some pretty good profits on so I didn't make my full TP, unfortunately. I got some slippage, but I'll take it as is, right? Today's Friday. We had a great week so far. Very great week. I mean, we'll see if we find another one here. I'm still gonna keep looking. It's still early. 7:14. So we got to like the 7:30 candle for this to kind of update a little bit. But all right, let me mark this up real quick over here. We're not done yet though. So stay seated, guys. We're not done yet. I will put that over here in Discord. And I'll update my profits as well. I hate adding them up myself, so I'm just gonna add them up. I should be at the 200K mark, so I'm really hoping I am. My goal was 100K this month. I think I'm at the 200K, so I'm pretty excited to add up my profits, and hopefully I reach that goal. Damn, you guys are here with me this whole time too. We were like, so that was my goal. If you guys remember, at the end of February, I was like, my goal is to make 100K, right? I was like, we're gonna make it happen, and we made it happen. And I think I'm at 200 now. So let's see how many trades here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll just put 5 back-to-back wins. They weren't all great entries, but they were all wins, of course. So these are the entries that came up for today. This is pre-market. This was open. This was like the middle of red flag news. And then this one that I took right here, perfect entry. So with that said, those are my entries. And then let me post my profits. Kind of excited to add this up. I'll show you guys how I add up my accounts too. I did pretty good this week. I think this week I made at least 100. So here are my profits. It wasn't as much as it should have been. Like it should have been like at 2,500, but for whatever reason, I just pulled out because I just wasn't feeling the need to risk it. These are my profits for the week so far. So I'm doing pretty good for the month and for the week and for the day. I'm pretty satisfied. We got profits here from ARC locked in 2,384. So Craig, I know you have questions about the micro scout. Me and ARC are going to have a mentoring session one-on-one on Monday. So if you want to sit in on that, if you're available, it's at 2 o'clock Pacific time. He's going to ask me questions about that strategy specifically. ARC's been killing it. If you really, I mean, you should probably hit up ARC. He's been every day. He locked in 2,000 today. He locked in like 10,000 yesterday. He locked in 2,000 the day before that. Every day, ARC's been killing it. 11,000 the day before that. Like he's the go-to guy for micro scalping. Yes, and Craig actually even asked, are these micro scalp trades? Yes, they are. Vapid over here, he locked in 2,238. Nice work, Vapid. There's no entries right here, guys. You're not missing out on anything right now. And then Shiv over here as well. Yeah, Shiv said Green Week in Turkey, loving it. Yeah, like we talked about this earlier this week, guys. Like Shiv's on vacation in Turkey with his family, bro, and he's taking his time off to trade with us here. He just needs an hour and a half, maybe less per day. And he's able to make these profits. So looking at Shiv's profits, I'm gonna go and put them here on the Discord. These are vacation profits. Shiv's literally on vacation in Turkey, making this much profit, trading with us here on the live session. So it's possible, I think Shiv here is a good example because he brings his laptop and he trades with us while he's on vacation. He locked in 1,000 per account. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, about 22,000 for the day. Right here, regular Shiv on that trade. There's no other entries here right now, guys. I know you guys are looking for opportunities here, but there's just no entries to take at this very moment. I'm looking for that retracement back up. So I'm looking for the buy signal, push price up, and then come back down. Don't have that yet, but definitely something that we are looking out for here. Perfect. Yeah, definitely, Mike. We will it's at 2 o'clock. So I'll post the Discord link, or I'll post the Zoom link, and you guys can hop into it. It's just gonna be me and Art at like talking one-on-one though, but you guys can sit in on it. You guys are more than welcome to sit in, see what Art's questions are. I'm kind of curious to see what Art's questions are too, because he's killing it. I mean, he's doing amazing for the micro scalp. So here's the thing with Art, he's not following the micro scalp directly as it should be. He's kind of taking every entry that comes up. If you guys remember from my micro scalp entries, I took one per momentum, but Arc is on the next level right now. He's figured out an edge in the micro scalp strategy, and he's baking on it. So, oh yeah, I think I was going to show you guys a video of Arc's dance, right? Where's Arc at? This is the dance Arc does whenever he hits his TPs. This is Arc right here. You guys, this is literally Art when he hits those micro scalps. Let's go, Art. Man, Art got viral off that too. So nice work right there, Art. Big congrats to you. I know Art is he's been trading with me for a couple of years now. Art hasn't had a consistency, but it looks like he finally found it. He found his little niche in trading. So let's keep it going. There's no entries here right now, guys. 7:20 right now. I'm waiting until 7:30. So around 7:30, I'm waiting for this 30-minute candle to close because we're gonna have new rejection points right here off the 30-minute time frame. So like I've been saying in the past, guys, I'm waiting for this here to close around this point of control area. And once it closes, whether it closes below or above it, I don't really care. I just want it to close somewhere around this area so that we can get either a retracement, bounce off the point of control and come back down, or we can get a continuous drop to the value of low over here and then push back up to the point of control. There's a lot of scenarios that can play out once we have this candle here close. So I'm waiting about 10 minutes for this candle here to close. Once it closes, I'll be looking to take opportunities here for entry. Hopefully by then we'll have the retracement back up and then continuation back down. Oops. Doesn't matter which direction price goes. We're going to play by ear and kind of see where this ends up going. So here, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna import my positions. So this is how I update my positions, guys. So you guys can see that everything here is pretty much, I don't edit anything. I just update all my upload all my positions here. So it's updating all of my Apex orders right now on my calendar. So it's updating my positions there. I'll come back there in a few. It usually takes a couple minutes. And then once it's done, I'll add in my Tradify positions. I'll add in my Perdia positions. This is a pretty cool tool because all you do is you log into it and then it does everything for you. It just adds all your profits together. And then I can see where I'm at right now for the day. Because I don't want to add this all up. This is just too much work for me to do my math and add up my my profits right here. I'm hoping for maybe one more position. If we get one more entry in today, I'd be pretty happy. If we don't, then I'm still gonna be pretty happy because I'm pretty good for the day. I don't need to force anything. But yeah, if we can push this up and then come back down, that'd be great. If we just go up and go up higher back to liquidity up here, that's cool too. I don't care which direction price goes. I just want to make sure there's volatility and there's actual continuation. Looking at the ATR right now, it's currently at 30. So market's not flat. I know it looks flat here because price is consolidating, but I think the candle sizes here they're still around 30 points. So the candles look small compared to the previous ones, but it's and they're still moving. CJ sent me Ari to give me the workaround to the auto trail settings because it stops them out early. Congrats, Ari. Glad you're back to making bank. Yeah, I think. Well, honestly, I'm not even sure what Arc's doing with the auto trail feature because he mentioned it to me and he sent me a video and he was running into that same issue as you, CJ. I just don't know what he did to fix that or what he's using now. He might have changed the numbers around a little bit, or he might just be doing it manually. Either way, he's killing it. He's doing great. All right, let's go back and take a look at my. Okay, so all my trades are done for my Apex. Now I'm going to take this off. Now I'm going to log into my Tradeify. So this is all I do. I just log into my accounts and then it adds up all of my trades. It takes all my trades in, it groups them in order, and then it shows what my totals are for the for all the accounts. So I'll come back and take a look at that. Tradeify, I have about like 5 or 7 accounts, so it's going to take a little bit too. There's nothing going on here, guys, so don't worry. You're not missing out on anything. We're looking for the clock here to hit 7:30. So when that 7:30 candle closes right here, we'll have some more opportunity for entries here, or some more opportunity for these bounce points. We still got this rejection right here on the 1 hour. So we got something here to look at. So Sam, are you still in that buy? I know you mentioned that you got your buy was right there. I mean, price could push up from here, so I'm not against your position at all. I'm just curious because I'm wondering to see like how far you're looking for it to push up, so that I can look for it to maybe come back down or for it to continue up higher. I know your buy entry was around like the four. Said, oh, okay, no, okay, I see. Yeah, because your entry was here at 42,220, right? Yeah, it's all good. You win some, you lose some. So we are good here. Let's see what happens next. Again, we have 5 minutes till 7:30, guys. So I would say just sit on your hands for right now. There's nothing to take. Price is going sideways anyways. Lock into my Purdy account. My Purdy is only 1 account, so this is probably be pretty quick. Yep, see, quick. 1 account. And then lastly, my take profit trader account. So I'm showing you guys like how I upload my positions. I don't do any edits. I just click in, it imports all my trades from Tradeivate, and then we're done. Now let's see, where's my profits for the day? Ah, fuck, I was only off at like 4,000. Okay, so I almost made the 200,000 mark for March, but I was only off by 4,000. So I made 25,255 on this trade. Unfortunately, I had to pull out a little early, like around 20 points. So I did hit 100,000 for this week. 25,255 for the day, 107,600 for the week, and then 196,975 for the month. So it's all good. If I find one more entry, great, I'll take it, but I'm pretty happy with my profits for the day and for the week so far. This is probably my biggest week I've had in a while because we didn't have any losses. So you guys can see if you're consistent and you can just keep hitting it, I mean, your profits are going to add up. Unfortunately, I had to close out of this a little early because the criteria wasn't met. So I didn't make my full profit here. I should have made double, but it's okay. I'll take it as is. All right, so that's not too bad there. Again, I'm gonna wait for the 7:30 candle close, 7:30 candle to close. Hopefully, we can get a small retracement and then continuation, or if we get a reversal to the upside, maybe a break and retest, continue up. I'll try to get something along the way, but that's not bad. All right, I'm gonna take a screenshot of those totals, and then I will post them in the chat. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, risk was 140. So you're solid, Sam. You could take losses here and there. We'll add it up. Sorry, bless me. All right, let me screenshot this. Pretty good one. It's crazy. Like I never thought I well, not that I never thought I'd hit this goal, but I didn't really put any pressure on myself to hit this goal. I was kind of like, okay, I'll make 100 for the month, and I end up doubling it. So I think that's it. That's the thing with a lot of people. When you guys are trading, don't give a shit about anything, honestly. Just have some sort of goal in mind. And then if you beat it, if you pass your goal, like great. But if you don't put any pressure on yourself to like hit that goal, the odds of you hitting or going past that goal is very likely. So I mean, I was kind of like, okay, I'd be cool if I hit like six figures for the month, and then I actually hit double, which I think is kind of funny. Um, I'm like, fuck, I've been limiting myself forever. I've been like, oh, I'm cool with getting like a couple, like a little bit of profit here, and I never really reached farther. And this month, I was like, okay, I'm gonna reach a little farther, and I did. And there we go. So here are my profits. Man, it just sucks because I can't take these. Well, I wish I was taking these on my personal account and then also on the hedge accounts. Like, dude, this would have helped so much with my personal account and my hedge accounts. I think for my personal account, I would have been up like about 12,000 for this week on just my personal. It is what it is. I mean, it's annoying that I can't get my Ninja accounts going, but that would be dope. Either way, I'm happy with my profits. I'm still the good thing, like I always say this, like even though I'm not able to take it on certain accounts, like the good thing is that we're winning. Like we're the proof of concept is there that the strategy works and it works under all market conditions. Because last week we were in a sideways market. If you guys remember, we were in a choppy market. I only took one trade last week. We still did pretty good. And then this week, oops, sorry, this is the wrong one. This is the wrong. It doesn't show today's. There's no entries here, guys. Don't worry. 7:30 candle did close, but there's still no entries here at the moment. There we go. Yeah, the main thing is, with trading and with your profits, guys, just stay in your lane. I always remind you guys that, like, don't focus on what anybody else is doing. I know ARK is killing it and everybody else here is killing it, but damn, ARK did even better. So ARK locked in another 222 per account. So like I said, don't focus on other people's profits. Just focus on what you're doing. Like for me, I see ARK here is killing them with micro scalp, but you don't see me over here going and taking the micro scalps, right? Steven over here is also killing it. Where's Steven's profits at? Let me see if I can just drag this over. Does that work? So here's Steven's profits, right? Steven's profits. This is what he locked in on the breakout, but you don't see me taking the breakout. My main focus and what I'm taking here are these MPSV2 entries. That's all I'm taking. I know everyone's killing it with other strategies, but I'm just focusing on me right now. So
Connection lost.
connection lost. Okay, so I think I'm done trading for the day with Ninja just disconnecting my accounts. Weird. Yeah, but yeah, what I was saying, guys, is like, stay in your lane and stick to whatever you guys plan on doing. If you want to take MPSV2s and that's it, stick to MPSV2s. If you want to do micro scalps like ARK, do micro scalps. If you want to do breakouts with Steven, then do breakouts. I think the biggest thing that always affects people is like they always feel the fear of missing out. Like, say for example, your strategy is not working right now, and you're like, oh, ARK is killing it with the micro scalps, and all of a sudden you want to take micro scalps. But the thing is, you're not good at taking micro scalps, so why would you take the micro scalps, right? You're kind of doing yourself a disservice. Um, like find something that works for you and just stick to it. I have a ton of strategies, so like if you have trouble finding a strategy, we can sit down for a one-on-one. I can show you exactly what works for you, and and you can do amazing with it. So, that's just like a little word of advice to a lot of people. I feel like a lot of you guys are trying to find that holy grail. You're looking for that one strategy that like really, or you're looking to take all the strategies and you're trying to make a killing, but realistically, it's like finding one good strategy and sticking to it and improving on it, and that's all you really need. Because I've only been taking microscope. I've only been taking MPS, guys. This is the only strategy I've been taking for. Let's see. Let's go over here. I've been taking the strategy from January 20th up until today. Only one strategy, right? Today's the 28th. So look at my total performance for these are my profits for the year so far. I'm currently up 345,650. My win rate is 82%. My losing rate is 17%. I've only been taking one strategy this whole time. And look at my thing over here. So like from January, yeah, I lost a little bit right here, and then I just went straight up. Like from January 20th up until today, I made 345,000 gross. I'm at like 309 net because of the commissions and fees, but you guys can see the upwards trajectory here. Like I'm just following one strategy. So just okay, I'm done trading for the day, guys. Unfortunately, my Tradeify is in panic mode, so I gotta get off here. Fortunately. Yeah, it's all good. So I'm going to close out my Ninja. It was a fun run this week. Yeah, my Ninja's having issues, guys. I don't know if anybody else is having issues, but Ninja just I'll put it back on right now. So I'll leave it here and I'll keep looking for opportunities, but I don't think I'm going to execute any more trades. Ninja just had issues with my Tradeify accounts, so they put it in panic mode and removed all my accounts. It's all good. But look, we got some more profits here from Shiv. So let me see what we got over here. So Shiv took a couple more trades right here, a little more entries, and it looks like he's done for the day. See where you're at, Shiv. So Shiv over here locked in, nice, 3,000. So Shiv is up like close to 30,000 now, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Math sucks. So we're gonna say 14, 17, 20, 24. So about 24,000 for the day. Nice work, Shiv. I just didn't estimate, guys. My math sucks, but great work right there. Let's go back over here to the 30-minute time frame. So we don't have any rejections right here off the 30 minutes. So what I was looking for here is I was looking for price to push up, bounce off the point of control, and then come back down lower. But it never really came up that high. So we don't really have any confluences here on the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, price is pushing down lower, but there's no rejection points here on the 30. So unfortunately, there's nothing here to look at for the 30-minute time frame. Looking over here on the 1 minute, nothing here as well because price never came up to the point of control. The 1 hour here is still rejecting off the value low right there. I guess the 1 minute kind of rejected off this point for a little bit earlier. Nothing off the volume profile. You can see how far price is right now. Price is dumping, so the retracement just never came up. So yeah, for here, ideally, I would like to see a retracement, break and retest lower, and then same with this here, possibly break and retest lower. But I think this is overextended, guys. If you measure from this low point right here up to this high point, let's do the measurement. That's a 500-point drop. So this thing has been dropping 539 points. So this is due for retracement. It's going to have to come down or come up, actually. If you measure from here, it's been dropping 310 points. There's been small little consolidation points, like price came down, consolidate, came down, consolidate, etc. But there's nothing here where it's actually retraced up, right? So we're looking for this to retrace up a little bit and maybe come down. Or if it pushes up, like we're looking for it to like really push up from here. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to keep trading, feel free. I would just say be very careful with taking sells here because it's due for retracement. It's going to have to come up at some point. It's coming down right here to the support level. Might bounce off here. Yeah, who knows? All right, so with that said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. Let me check real quick. Christian said, is it me or like prop firms are bringing back MT5? I've seen a few ads running that promo. None that I know of, Christian, because I only trade futures now, so I don't really see any of those like what I consider bootleg prop firms. It's usually the bootleg prop firms that are doing that. They and by what I mean bootleg is that they're trading on forex. They're still trading forex and indices, which is not allowed. So like with those types of prop firms, I wouldn't expect those to be around for very long unless you're like, and that's only if you're trading out of the US. So I'm not sure exactly which ones, but I haven't really seen them as much. But I know what you're talking about, Christian. I just don't. Whenever I see those bootleg prop firms come up, I just ignore them. So I don't know which one you're talking about, but I know that there's a lot of them out there. You can open up a prop firm pretty easy if you want to open one of those, Christian. Like say for example, because I know you're in Florida, so you're like everybody who opens a prop firm is in Florida. You can open it's cheap. It's like 10,000 bucks, I think. You can open a prop firm for like 10,000 to $100,000, like to have everything done for you, basically. And they'll set up like an MT5 or trade locker or whatever you want. Like again, one of those bootleg ones that are like not regulated. You can technically just open a prop firm. That's why a lot of them are opening up because people are pulling these business loans out, opening up a prop firm, hoping to hit it big. Running like a scam firm or something like that. Yeah, Shiv said biggest success here now, 13 funded accounts. That's insane. Yeah, I know, Shiv, you've been killing it. So like, these are examples of people who are killing it in the group, guys. Like Shiv is one of the guys. I mean, the list goes on. Shiv, Steven, Steven he always jokes around, but he focuses on just the breakout. Ark over here as well. He's always posting these gifts and hitting those home run hits. Everybody here, if you guys look at the team profits, you'll see who's consistent because they're posting profits every day. And nearly everybody's applying something slightly different, right? Not everybody's doing the NPSV2s, not everyone's doing breakouts, not everyone's doing microscoping. There's just a ton of different opportunities there. So if you guys are new here and you guys want access to, the course is available to everyone. I don't have it up here right now, but basically the course covers pretty much all these strategies that I just talked about. So I mean, if you were to just pick a random strategy and then stick to that one, I think you guys should be good. Or if you wanted to stick to what I'm doing here on the live session, MPSV2s only, you should be perfectly fine too. Yeah, Lila said, wow, that's huge. You can't make mega money like Marcos made, but made a little something on a Friday. So let's see, Lila over here did pretty good too. I don't think that's a little profit, Lila. I think you basically made someone's daily salary hanging out with us here on this live session, not really like doing too much, but hanging out for today. So Lila over here, she said she made a little bit, but she made a pretty good amount, 953. So Lila over here made 953 on her own account. She did this all on her own. And that's, if you do the math on that, Lila, so let's see. 953.40 divided by 8, working 8 hours a day. That's basically 119 an hour. So you basically made someone 119 an hour by hanging out with us for like an hour in the morning, 30 minutes to an hour in the morning. I'll take that any day. Uh, yeah, it's crazy, guys. It's a crazy lifestyle that we're able to take advantage of because I only trade between 6:30 and 8. Well, like right now, technically I only traded between 6:30 and 7. So I traded for 30 minutes this morning to take this entry. And I basically made like what I would typically make as an attorney, because I used to work as a lawyer before this. I basically made what I would make as an attorney in a month, in like a month's time, basically a year's worth of work within a month's time. And this is basically taking one trade a day. You guys can see how many trades I take. So see how they're only like 20 to 25 to 27 or whatever trades. This means I only took one trade per day. So one trade, one trade, one trade. Everything was like one trade per day. And that's all we did. Basically 30 minutes of work to lock in this much of profit. And you guys will get to those points too, right? I mean, some of you guys have like one account, some of you guys have like Shiv, I think you said you had 13 accounts. It's all about multiplying, right? Find a strategy that works and then multiply the accounts. Because like for me here, I only locked in one. Like, yeah, I locked in like 1,000, but I have a lot of accounts here. So you do the math and it adds up. There's still no entries here, guys. I know some of you guys might be waiting for me to call something, but there's really nothing here to take. As much as I would like to take an entry here. Save here. Just got a big contract that came in. Let's see how many contracts. 151 contracts. That's a big contract. So there's 42,100. Someone put in 151 contracts for a sell. That's crazy. Where's it at? 42,100. It's a whole number too. All right. So I drew this black line right here, guys. Whoever in the market, I don't think this was a stop getting filled, or maybe it was. I mean, who knows? Let me see, like, if this is a stop, I'm gonna see where they got in from. Okay, so I guess this could be a stop here if I mean, they would have entered right here at last Friday at 9 o'clock. They probably would have entered the buy here. They would have holding this position for a whole week. And it came all the way down. This is a crazy position here if they held this. Nah, there's no way. That's 1,000 pip move, 1,000 point move right there. So I don't think this is a stop loss getting filled. I think someone's they're trying to push price lower. Because if you look at it, like if you just look at things from a rational perspective, if someone was to enter a buy here and their stop loss was placed right here, it's because they entered right here on Friday. They wrote it up hoping that it would go up higher. But if I was taking this position here, like there's no way I would have pulled out of this position like a long time ago. It's a huge position right there. Like this is just stupid. If someone was to enter right here and they just held on to it forever, and then they finally got stopped out, I think this is pretty dumb. Because this is already like an 8-1 right here, or basically a 7-1. Well, I mean, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see, but yeah, like I said, there was 151 contracts. Actually, there's more. So basically 200 contracts that got filled right here at this exact price point. And I think they're pushing price down. I don't think that was stock getting filled. I think there's price actually getting pushed down from here. And you can see the volatility starting to climb. People are starting to piggyback on his position there. Part of this drop. Yeah, 60 points. Yeah. I think they're pushing price down. I don't think that'll stop getting filled. So looking at this here now, I think this is a consolidation range. This might be a range getting established here right now. Let's see. Art says, Sean, under trades, how many contracts is there? And is there average stop loss and TP I can use for my ETM? Well, yours is going to be different, Art, because you're doing micro scalps, right? For me, I'm taking these NPS V2s. I mean, the contracts are kind of different by account. So let's see, for my Apex accounts, I'm doing about like 10 to 15 contracts. That's like on the average. So the average is between 10 and 15. It just kind of depends on the account. If I have more risk available on a certain account, I'll take more. And if I have less, then I'll take less. But for the most part, I'm doing around like 10 to 15 on average. It just depends on the account and the profit I'm trading with. And my stop loss is just fixed at 30-30. My TP and my stop loss, I'm doing them for 1-to-1. So my stop loss and TP are always set to 30-30, and then my contract size is about 10 to 15, kind of depends on the account. Christian said, yeah, look what happened to Rocket 21. Are they still around? I haven't checked in with them, but I remember those two guys that ran Rocket 21, like they made a killing off Rocket 21. The crazy thing with Rocket 21 is that they targeted like the Latino community. I think that's like the most effed up part about it, right? Like it was like your own people scamming you, which is crazy. It was like Latinos targeting Latinos to like sell them some scam product. And it's I mean, it is what it is. I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna look them up. Are they still around? Because I remember they kind of went off the grid for a while. Yeah, they're not even there anymore, huh? They never came back. Well, it looks like they changed a couple of things. Oh no, it looks like they're still there. They're not as big as they were before. They used to be super, super big before because they were targeting like pretty much all of like South America. Yeah, it was crazy. They were targeting basically all the Latinos in the US. They were targeting all the South American countries. Like literally everybody who was like in South America or anyone who spoke Spanish, they were on Rocket 21 challenge. So you think about that, that's like millions of people, right? And they're charging like what, like 300 or 500 per account? Like that's crazy. Like, so if you think about that, if they sold a challenge to like, we'll just say for example, there's maybe like, we'll say like 5 million Latinos all throughout, right? Times, we'll say 500, they made 500 per person. They made like basically, this number is like can't even comprehend it. It's like over 2 billion, 2.5 billion off like people they ripped off. And then people wonder like how these people have Bugattis and stuff, right? They got the Bugatti from your from your eval fee, your eval charge. Um, yeah, it's crazy. And you guys know who I'm talking about. Pretty much everybody who's got a Bugatti right now, it's because they're making money off these prop firms. It's possible to get it through trading, but it's like it's easier to get it through through scamming through prop firms. I mean, it is what it is. You know, they're hustling, and people who fall for the scams is like it's kind of like their own fault. That's why I stick with the US regulated brokers, guys. So like I trade with NinjaTrader, I trade with even though I'm having an issue with NinjaTrader right now, I know it's like my problem, but I trade with like Apex and you know these companies that are located in the US that are using that are trading within regulation basically. There's no problem trading with like international brokers, but there's always a catch to it, guys. There's always some sort of catch. And it's gonna bite you at some point, one way or another. All right, guys, so we're finally getting a buy signal right here, but it's kind of late in the session. It's 7:52 right now, so we got about 8 minutes till 8. Price is pretty much ranging and consolidating within this range here that I marked up. We have a pending buy signal right here. And this here is starting to kind of fade out. So, I mean, there's not much happening here. Like price is just ranging between this range. And I'm not expecting much to happen from now until 8 o'clock. I think the consolidation, the sideways move is probably just gonna keep going here. There's not much here to work with. Um, let's see, yeah, Shiv said, yeah, I think that's what we need to understand. People work 8 to 9 hours for median average in the UK is about 125 to 175 euros per day. So it's insane to think that in 1 hour you can make more. Yeah, that's what I think too, Shiv. Like my main thought process when I'm trading, guys, is I just want a green day, right? I don't care about the numbers here. I mean, the numbers are nice to look at, but my main goal here is to have a green day, right? Because if I have a green day, I know I won for the day. So I'm like win, win, loss, win, 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 loss. And I'm doing a one-to-one strategy. So as long as I have more green days than red days, I'm going to be profitable at the end of the month. So that's kind of like what I look for when I am when I'm trading. I don't look at the monetary value because it just doesn't mean as much to me. All right, so looking at this so far, guys, we're currently pushing right back up. So we have a buy signal, price is pushing up right here. We don't have any confluences from the downside for the 1 minute, so there's nothing there to take for a buy. There's no confluences here on the 30-minute either. There's nothing here on the 1 hour. There's nothing on the volume profile. There's nothing on the clean chart. Or there's like one rejection right here, but it's not a strong one. It's off the 42,050. And then we have nothing here on the support and resistance chart. The bounce never happened. So with that said, we only have one confluence here. I don't really recommend taking any buys here at this moment. I don't think it's worth the risk. Ark is asking, where is the MPSV2 in the course? I have to learn it. So the MPSV2 arc is going to be under here. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. It's going to be under the directional strategies. I don't know why this thing always deletes, but it does. So let me show you. So if you guys are here on the YouTube channel and you guys want to understand the strategy, just go to the website, go to kodikaitrades.com, click on your 7-day free trial access. The strategy for that arc is going to be right here under module 5. So module 5 is going to be right here, the last one. It's MPS V2 is short for momentum pullback scalp V2. So it's going to be this one right here. I will I'm going to put another video up actually where I explain it again, like even more in detail. Let me do that right now, actually. Yeah, once I get off this live session, I'm gonna put another video here. I know there's one video there, but there's another one, mentoring session where we covered it and it was actually pretty good. But all right, guys, I don't really see anything here right now. We'll see if this MPS V2 comes up. So in order for this to be an entry for MPS V2, you need to have a green candle close above this black line. Looks like a red sell signal is coming up, so that's probably not going to be the case here. Yeah, there's not really much else here to look at or take at the moment. There's no confluences here, so there's nothing here on the SR chart, so I don't even think I would take a sell here to begin with. There's nothing here on the clean chart. There's nothing here on the volume profile. There's maybe one rejection here off the value high, but this happened a long time ago. And there's nothing here on the 30. So with that said, I don't think there's any more entries here that are going to be coming up anytime soon. Yeah, Mike said his mentoring sessions as well. Yeah, so look at this video first right here, Ark, and I'll send you a couple other videos. So this video will show you the mentoring session, like the group mentoring session we did. And then I also covered a couple with Mike. Mike's are actually pretty good because Mike asked some good questions. I know Mike says he kind of talks a lot, but he asks good questions because he'll ask stuff that like I'm pretty sure a lot of people are curious about, but like they just don't ask the questions. So I'll send you a couple of videos through Discord, Arc, if you want to take a look at those. And then yeah, if it's something you want to learn, I think that's another strategy that you can add on to your game plan, because the micro scalps are killing it for you, and then this will just be like another plus on top of that. Yes, you they definitely know what you're talking about, right? Yeah, RX said I know out of 5 accounts I did 222 on average, but it's green. I get green and I stop. Yeah, and that's a key thing, Arc. It's really just having the consistency. Maria's asking, is it the microscope strategy? So the microscope strategy is what RX using. There's probably a couple other people in the group who are using them, but I'm not sure who. Yeah, CJ. I added that on a while back. All right, Shib, have a good weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. Nice. Big congrats to Kyle here. So Kyle's one of so there's two people here who are, or three people who are kind of proof of concept in the group. Like Ark is a proof of concept for microscope strategies because he's like proof of concept that it's working and he's doing it very well on his own. Kyle and Mike, these are two people who joined into our group who didn't have any experience like really trading with us. And Ark's been around for a while, so he's like on his own, but he's also proof of concept for microscopes. But Mike and Kyle, so these two guys started together. Mike's still kind of making his way back up higher a little further with his evals, but Kyle over here, he passed 4 evals today, and he requested his first payout. And Kyle's only been around for like maybe a month or two, right? So Kyle is another person here. He doesn't post his profits in the chat or anything like that, but he's someone that I know in person, and I see him in person like almost every day. And he's been killing it. I've been following his progress, and big congrats to Kyle. He's now I think funded on maybe 5 accounts, and then he got his first payout, or he requested his first payout this week. So I mean that's huge for someone to go from 0 to 100 that has no trading experience, uh, doesn't know what trading view is and all that stuff. He's killed it. Yeah, Kyle said here he started in January, so it's only been like maybe a month or two, like late January too, I think. So yeah, big congrats. Maria is asking the microscope. So the microscope was on here, but I think I took it off because nobody was using it because it was too risky. I don't think you should use it, Maria, because I know how you trade, and I don't think you should be using it. I think if you use a microscope, it's you're gonna go into a really like dark hole. So I think you should, because I know how you trade, Maria, and I know like you haven't had the consistency and stuff. I think the microscope it's just way too fast. So I don't think you should be using it, personally. And I'm just looking out for you because I don't want you to blow any accounts or have any confidence. Your confidence is gonna go down if you take the microscope, I think, because the thing with Arc is doing something slightly different from regular microscopes. And that's why he's finding that consistency. Because even for myself, I think the microscope is right here if you want to look at it. It's 5.9. But for you specifically, Maria, I think you should probably stay away from it. I think it's not gonna meet your trading style, or it's not gonna be the type of style that you want to be trading. There is an MPSV2 that just came up right here, guys. If anybody decided to take that, I mean, it already hit 2, or no, it's still running. So it's on its way down right here. And there you go, full TP on the MPSV2. Thanks, Mike, for mentioning that. I wasn't paying attention to the chart here. It's not one I would personally take because, like I said, there was no confluences, but there we go, another MPSV2. So like I said, guys, this strategy, the MPSV2, if you just stick to one strategy, I think this will do it for you. And this will literally do it for you. I think this will, if you just stick to this one strategy, you can really kill it. Because the thing is, it's not hard to learn and it's not hard to follow. And if you're here on the live session with me, I'm going to be giving you guys, my analysis on the MPSV2. And this is what Kyle did. So Kyle took the MPSV2. He's passed 5 evals and he got 1 payout already. You're just applying this one strategy. So just something to keep in mind, guys. Yeah. Like it's funny because I mentioned Kyle when you started. I was like, yeah, you and this other guy are kind of starting on the same time, and I'm gonna use you guys as a proof of concept. But yeah, it's just sticking to the game plan, Mike, and you're gonna be there eventually. You're gonna be there eventually. I think Mike just had a little more problems identifying the entries in the beginning. Same with Kyle. I think Kyle was kind of over trading a little bit in the beginning, but he kind of overcame that and he started to stick to what we've been doing here on the live session. So, just keep grinding. And I think with time you'll really get to that point. Hopefully by the end of next month. I think by the end of April you should be there. And then hopefully by then you'll start to be requesting payouts and stuff like that. But that's the end goal here. It's really killing it, staying consistent, and then from there multiplying your profits. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. It's 8:03, it's past 8 o'clock. We had this last entry that just came up right here, not one that I took, so it's not going to count towards the trades for the day. Here are my total profits again for the, I'll show you the big screen. So here are my total profits for the week, guys. We had a great week, no losses this week. We had a win on Tuesday, win on Wednesday, and a win on Friday. We also had a win on Thursday, but my platform kind of screwed up. I had the wrong account link, so I wasn't able to take that trade. But overall for this week, it was a great week. I made 25,255 for the day. I made 107,600 for the week, and I made 196,975 for the month. So pretty good month for March. We have a couple more days, I think one trading day for March, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Maybe I can hopefully lock in one trade on that day so I can bump it up to the 200. But we're killing it, guys. So going from January, 67,000 in January to 81,000 in February to 196,000 in March. Like I've been killing it. We've been doubling profits basically every single month. So hopefully for April, it's gonna go even higher. And I think my goal for the year, like I said, I'm gonna try to hit 1 million for the year, I think. Hopefully. That's the long-term goal here. I'm currently at 345,650 for the year. And it's been going upwards every single month. So hopefully we keep this up and we keep pushing. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out, hit me up on Discord. Again, if you guys want to be mentored by me, I'm mentoring people one-on-one right now. I don't know how long I'll be doing this for, but I'm not accepting any hedge clients. I'm just mentoring at the moment because I'm trying to get this sorted out. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Discord. Otherwise, I'll see you guys back here on Monday for market open. So, all right, guys, have a great weekend. And yeah, CJ said our CEO is on vacation. Dude's